So now we have made it to topic 3, which is steps for success. So from CAF's research and again, ongoing dialogue for almost 15 years now, I would like to share 9 key steps for implementing your successful apprenticeship program. Encourage support from all staff. So before you hire an apprentice, make the work environment a positive place to be where everyone receives fair and equal treatment and where apprentices will feel appreciated by the company and by their peers. Educate staff on how important and valuable it is to have the apprentice on the job site and encourage them to learn from the apprentice as well as teach them. Post information about courses and seminars and display training certificates they earn and recognize the excellent employees that you have. Select your apprentice carefully. Take your time when you're evaluating candidates. Employers with solid retention records say they do thorough assessment and make sure the apprentice they choose will adapt successfully to the company. Make the apprentice feel needed. Inspire your apprentice by making them feel part of a growing company and show how their role is important to the future of your whole company, because after all, they are the future of your company. Explain the nature of your business, how it works, and how the apprentice fits into the bigger picture. Plan the training together. Again, review the contract with the apprentice so they understand expectations from your perspective, you understand theirs. Clearly define the training objectives and the different skills they will need to learn to be an employee within your organization. Then work together to create basic training plan and outline a schedule for monitoring their progress, formally and informally. Set challenging but realistic goals, and encourage the apprentice to progress through the program to earn their certification. Again, envision a career path, not just a job. Help your apprentice map out a challenging and rewarding career, including a plan for advancement within your company. Start with a professional job description that states required skills, responsibilities, expected performance, then identify promotion paths within the job and plan for skill development opportunities. This is an important one. Gradually reduce apprentice supervision. Talk with your journey person and apprentice on a regular basis to see how the training's going. Check if the level of supervision needs to be adjusted. As the apprentice becomes more competent and confident, you can reduce the level of supervision because this will show that you trust their abilities and you are ultimately encouraging them to improve independently. Gradually increase the responsibility of the apprentice also simultaneously. So with your journey person, do regular reviews of the apprentice's performance and give feedback on the progress. If they're doing well, increase their level of responsibility. Offer diverse training experiences rather than repetitive work. This will keep your apprentice interested and also increase your company's overall skill base. Respect the need for technical training instruction. This is so important because, again, it's an aspect of the program and it must be completed because the technical and theoretical training is valuable for both of you. And lastly, again, stay on top of administration. No one likes paperwork. It's essential in this case, unfortunately. So keeping accurate records lets you progress and keep track of their progress on paper. You can make any needed adjustments right away and look back over the long term to recognize and celebrate your apprentice's achievements. So now to wrap up topic 3, we'd like to share a few other perspectives from employers, including what skills they're looking for, what was their decision-making progress for choosing a particular apprentice, how they made the experience good for their apprentice, how do they prepare the team and journey person for the apprentice, how do they prepare the training team to succeed, and what kind of supports are available.
Probably the biggest thing up front is to have a structure for the apprentice to come into, not just a simple job description. I think that especially if the apprentice is younger in years, they need to have some defined structure, and they also need to have some goal setting and expectations in terms of what the employer is expecting of them.
A lot of our apprentices we hire because they start here as co-op either through university or high schools. That gives us a 3 to 4 month window to evaluate the person. We'll talk to him regarding his education, what we feel he needs to get to the level we want him, and it gives me some of his work ethic. So I would say 70% of the kids we hire as apprentices start as co-ops.
It's easy if you're ready and willing to teach, and we happen to be an organization that's ready and willing to teach. The founder of the company, Brian, he's extremely willing and open to transfer all of his knowledge. That's one of his goals in the company, is to transfer as much knowledge as he possibly can. So that fits very well with our company philosophy.
We've had about 30 apprentices in our business in the last 25 years. So we've constantly had apprenticeship programs here. And with that, we've actually broke the steps down so that people succeed. And you have to realize most of the people that are working here have served an apprenticeship here. So they understand the process that we implement here, and we're always fine-tuning it a bit. It gets modified based on people's learning habits a little bit too. We realize that not everybody's the same, and some people have different methods of learning. Some people learn much more rapidly. Some people take a little longer. But the end goal is to become a machine builder or a programmer.
To be upfront with the apprentice on what the needs of the business are, and working with the apprentice. We like our apprentices to go away to school in the winter time and our slow periods of time. Whereas ski resorts, that type of thing, they're sort of, in the spring and the fall are their swing seasons. So even though we're all in the same area in Simcoe County, that everybody has different needs at different times of the year.
The apprenticeship program is quite well organized with regards to tracking progress and tracking hours in the field, lining up testing times and completing it, in the sense that they have a book offered that includes every type of job that you have to complete to finish the 310G motorcycle technician apprenticeship, including float bowl cleaning, cylinder honing, tire changing, drive belt adjustment. Everything's laid out one checklist item at a time. And it's a requirement to complete the program for every apprentice to sign off that they think they know how to do it properly, and a licensed technician to verify and sign off on that same sheet saying that they vouch for that person's skill level and agree to move on to the next one. So tracking progress becomes quite easy with the book. Otherwise, progress would be tracked from management on ensuring they were good at coming in on time for work and the normal performance review criteria.
So to an employer, if you're going to be looking for a co-op student or somebody to take on as an apprentice, really focus on the attitude and if they're willing to learn, because not a lot of the students coming in will have a lot of the knowledge on the mostly just high school basic manufacturing terms. So if you take on a kid with a good attitude, then he's going to be willing to learn and people will want to teach him, rather than somebody that doesn't want to learn and is just coming here for a paycheck.
The progress is fairly easy to monitor. When an apprentice is struggling, then it's clear that there's more learning to take place, and then we accelerate that learning. And when they're successful in running parts, then we know that they're doing well. When they seem to be getting bored because they're running at the same level as more experienced people, that's when we accelerate the knowledge. We give them more to do. In our business, there's always something more we can do.
We offer a positive learning environment with a variety of projects to work on. We're flexible and accommodating. We offer one-on-one training, personal support, and encouragement.
Our industry is heavily regulated with regards to legislation and what is high-quality childcare. So we have very specific expectations of all of our staff. With our apprentices, we meet with them in the first 3 months every other week to go through areas that we're seeing that they're excelling in, and also areas that we'd like to see some improvement in. So, and how can we help them with that as well too? So, seeing growth from week to week is one way we can measure success.
Patience, understanding, support, and open communication. Make sure that the lines of communication between an apprentice and yourself are always open, so that you know what they need, they know what you need, back and forth, so that you can both excel and make this relationship essentially work to the best of both of your abilities.
We do have a developed training program. It was put in place about the early 90s with the help of the Ministry of Training, colleges and universities. At that time, they came in and explained the benefits to our company. We had a hard time finding qualified journeymen, and since we've done that, most of our journeymen now were born and raised at Walwyn Electric.